Ooh, baby, so we are doing a walkthrough for our good friends, the Duffins. They are buying a house. Little bit of a challenge here and there because of a couple things with the inventory shortage. There was a lot of competition on this property. And it's kind of funny because everybody else that was offering up on this property didn't have their stuff together, and they did, and that's why we won the offer. So they actually had to sell their house before they bought this gorgeous, beautiful home. But the good thing is the 7 other people also had to sell their house before they could afford this one. So a couple great things that we were able to do with this transaction is they were netting over $100,000 from their first home purchase, which is a solid investment because they were able to take half of that for the down payment on this property, stick within their housing budget, and then they took the remainder, paid off all of their debt, started a kid's 529 plan for some college savings, and kept a little bit of extra cash left over to keep boosting their saving. Now that they are gonna be new homeowners again, they found their dream home. This is the place where the girls can actually grow up. They have great schools here. Really love our clients, and we're gonna hear from them very shortly.
Hey everybody, you know me, this is Tony Omran. Our clients, Brandon, Carissa, and this is the new home. We just got the home. This is doing the final walkthrough. It was a process. We were able to get their house sold, listed quick and then sold, and now they've got their dream home, which by the way checks off all the boxes, especially for these 2 young, beautiful kids.
Yeah, who picked their room out?
Who picked their room out today?
So guys, how did it go for you? So obviously you bought your first home a few years back, right? And then we have the little ones now. Tell us a little bit about your preparation, any anxiety that you had throughout the process.
Yeah, so these guys couldn't have made it easier. Best team. We were looking for more space with the kiddos, and we were able to find the house that we wanted, checked off all the boxes. We put our house up, it sold in a day. We were able to get under contract for the house we wanted, and 3 days later, just worked out perfect.
Yeah,
So
nice.
these guys are the best.
Awesome. And then how are you gonna feel now that we got our budget in line? We paid off some of that old, student loan stuff, and now we have an action plan for the kiddos, huh? How does that sound?
It sounds amazing. We will be paying off all of our debt, getting rid of a lot of bills. That allows us to have this bigger house, better payment, and a lot more freedom for these guys to start their college fund.
So now is the time for some quick home buyer tips for you. So whether you're a first-time home buyer, a real estate investor, you're buying or selling like our Duffin clients did here just in this case study, really the first things first, the best thing that you can do is get all your financing out of the way first. Because here's a couple things that most people don't realize. A mortgage is a mortgage. The numbers are the numbers, okay? So even if you're buying at, right now, they're all-time lows, great, that's fantastic. You had some great timing. Let's say the rates are in the 4s or in the 5s or in the 6s. You know what? Whatever. It doesn't really much matter because as you get better financially prepared, you pay off debts, you become debt-free, you start to invest, you start to save and grow your net worth, you can ultimately knock down your housing payment at some point in time. Therefore, let's say you have a $500,000 loan amount now for 30 years. 10 years from now, there's not going to be that much principal left over, right? So you could obviously refinance that into a shorter term loan. Maybe rates are better. Maybe you're making more money at that point in time. You have less mouths to feed, right? So having a long-term time horizon for most people is a little bit too aggressive, okay? So generally speaking, what we have found with our past clients, we've helped literally thousands of people over the last, decade, is having that long-term time horizon. Yes, that makes sense, but try to snip your monthly budget down into monthly payments, as well as like a 5-year time horizon. So you're not getting bogged down with all of this extra stress and thought process, right? So again, a key takeaway for you home buyers out there, a mortgage is a mortgage. So the numbers are just going to be what they are. And potentially you're going to be able to recast that, reforecast that, refinance that, at some sort of later date and time. Home buyer tip number 2, there's no way that your realtor can best negotiate for you without having your finances done first, okay? So what we did with our clients here in this case study, We obviously prep them for the future, as well as getting them dialed in with paying off their debts and keeping their housing budget in check. But there's no way that Tony could have gotten them under contract against 7 other people if he didn't do his job first, which is like, hey, yo, you got to get your stuff together with Bob first, get your finances done, get your property prepared as well for the listing. Okay, so if you are buying and selling a property at the same time, do that sequence of events first so that your realtor can then basically list your property and do the best marketing job possible. It doesn't matter what they charge, in my opinion. They might charge you 6%, 5%, or 4%, whatever, for the listing, but all they're doing is preparing your house, your unit, your property for the buyers in your area to get eyeballs on your listing. And we all know that the more eyeballs that become on your listing, the higher that your price point is going to increase, because if you market the property the right way, the right positioning, the right marketing strategy, the right price point, all of those things, that a professional realtor will do for you, that's all designed to get more activity on your property, therefore potentially a bidding war, boosting your property up, as well as increasing your net sheet, your profit from your cash flow from that closing, right? And the next tip here, if you follow this sequence of events, the great thing is when you're in the field as a home buyer, you're not gonna get caught up in the emotions of the house, okay? So one of the things that we teach our clients to do in the field is check your emotions at the door, okay? So we already talked about how a mortgage is just numbers and just a loan, okay? So what, right? The numbers are what they are, and same with the house, right? The house is a house. It's stone, it's a foundation, it's some boards put together, it's a roof, all of that thing, right? So obviously you're gonna be super excited as you're looking at properties and in the field, but if you can take a step back, start to be a little bit more analytical, think of it as more like a business transaction, that's where your emotions do not, cloud your best judgment to make quality offers, the right timing, and not really giving into like a seller's demand. Ultimately, the realtor needs to get you the best contract for you, okay? It's not always the best price point for the seller, all that type of thing, because of course the seller will have their own realtor, and that realtor does not work for you, obviously. They work for their client, the seller. So if we can keep our emotions in check, the best thing is the right property is gonna fall into your lap oftentimes, which that's where the true value comes in, because your memories that you're gonna make in your property are by far worth way more than the $500,000 you paid for it or whatever, right? So those memories are key. The house just happens to be a nice place where you can call home. All of that stuff comes with, buying a property, but you're not buying a property just to buy one, right? You're buying it for the opportunity to advance your life, grow your net worth, to invest in your family's future. And really that's what it comes down to. So if I have these few homebuyer tips, it's really all designed to help you in the field have a much less stressful transaction, even though you're gonna have highs and lows of emotions from time to time when you're buying a property, because that's just human nature. That's just how it works. The best laid plans are always the easiest transactions by far. So if you made it this far, go ahead, subscribe now, tap the bell, because we upload videos each and every week. We would love to see you on a regular basis. We do have that homebuyer course. This is free to you. We also have all of your mortgage calculators. We have ebooks, we have budgeting worksheets, we have everything that you need to make a financial decision, helping you either buy your first home, buy your next home, sell your current home, or even add a property to your real estate portfolio. Bob the Banker has your back. The Denver Metro, you can even take the course if you don't live in Colorado or have or in Illinois. So either way, it's free to you. All of our viewers, we love you. So go ahead, share this video, comment on this video, like this video, all of that great stuff, and we will see you on the next upload. Take care.